Welcome back. Today I'm looking at a program called Glean. This is recording lectures, be it online or maybe in a live lecture or even note taking. Now it's online based, but it doesn't mean you can only use it online. Once you log in, as you can see the screen here, if you're in a lecture where you've got no internet connection or a meeting, it will automatically save that recordings locally to your hard drive. And when it gets an internet connection again, it automatically uploads it to the cloud, which is on Glean, which stores all your recordings, which is unlimited. So you've got no issues with using it, be it online or offline. Glean also comes with an app that you can download for Android or iOS. It records the lectures as well and meetings and automatically uploads it to the cloud, where it stores all your lectures up to a cloud and automatically syncs it. So that way your phone, app and your desktop program all stay synced together with the lectures, so there's no fluffing about having to move them or anything. So if you've watched my videos before, you know I like to get stuck right into it and show you how to use it so you can make up your own mind. Quick point though, if you go to the website, there's a 30-day free trial you can use. You can buy an individual license or institutional license. So if you've got an institutional license, then you have to check with the college or university whether they have that license. Individual license is £10 a month, but again that's unlimited recordings for live lectures or online lectures. So I'm going to get stuck in. Here's the 30-day trial I've got. So I'm going to sign in. And the first thing you notice is how simplistic it looks. So what I like about this, you can get up and running in this by clicking the button in the middle straight away and you can start recording a lecture or meeting. But what I want you to do first is top left, come to collections. It's a good idea to create collections. So your module, and you might need certain lectures to your subject and module underneath. So you get some organisation. So I'm going to add a collection here. I'm just going to call this Health and click the Enter key. So now I've got a collection and you can see that it's changed in the middle to New Event. So if I now tap a New Event, it'll bring up this window where I can now type in the lecture I'm going to record in my collection. So I'm just going to put cardio as an example and tap off it. So now we're good to go. We've got collection. I've got my first lecture called cardio. Now a quick overview. This is where you record from. So you can record the lectures, be it online, where this will only record what's coming out of your speakers, or you can record what's coming out of your speakers and a mic. So that could be an external mic on your laptop or one you plugged in. Doesn't matter, it will use that. So that's for live lectures. Mind you might want to use this option underneath here for actually online lectures, because you might want to speak as you're listening, add your own audio notes, but that can get a bit confusing. So I'd normally use record screen audio only, so it doesn't pick up external noise. In the middle is where we import our slides. Don't worry about PDF. If you're saying to yourself the lectures only provide PowerPoint, we can convert that in 20-30 seconds. I'll show you that. Now the important bits here. This is where you add your notes as you're listening. Glean creates audio in visual blocks, if you like, so you can visually see what you're working with. So it just helps you annotate, colour code, add notes. It makes it more structural and organised to come back to do notes or as you're listening. But I'll show you that in a minute. So headings is quite important as well, because you might have a slide where the lecture's going on for, the teacher's going on for a long time. You can break that slide down into headings and break the topics down, so when you come back to it, it makes it much easier for you to get your notes down or do revision on. And again, you've got important, where you can have important information, review and tasks. You can add notes with these if you want, but if you don't, click this little lightning option. You can click the corresponding numbers to those options and it will create them as you're recording. So you might do quick important, review, task. The point of that is you might want to do your notes post lecture or meeting, not during it. Doesn't matter either way. I'm going to leave that off to show you that. On the right here's where all your recordings are going to be, all your important stuff, your headings and everything. Again, I'll show you that in a minute so you can get a feel for it. Now I've said about importing slides, didn't I? Let's say you've only got PowerPoints. Now I've got a folder here where I've got some standard PowerPoint templates. I'm going to open them up. As we said earlier, you can only use PDF, but this is how quick you can do it. File, Export, Create PDF, and select Create. Leave it the same name, doesn't matter, because it's not going to overwrite your PowerPoints because it's a different format. I'm putting it in the same folder, which is my Health PowerPoint folder. Select Publish. I've now got the PowerPoint slides, close that, and I've now got the original PowerPoint slides in that format. So there we go. So I've got both PowerPoint slides, but one's PDF. Now if I select Import PDF, I can now import those slides. and they're done. So that took less than 30 seconds. And plus the fact PDF is smaller and more compressed, so you can work with them better as well. Now we're ready to go. So I need an actual lecture to record. Now I've just opened up YouTube and just chosen a random lecture as an example. So let's have a look here. So we're going to use this as an example. We're going to record this into Glean and show you how easy it is to work. Quick point here as well. Do you know how to lock windows in left and right? Bottom left hand corner of the keyboard between Control and Alt, hold the Windows key down, and on the right hand side of the keyboard you've got a left and right icon cursors. Click on it like that and choose where you want to lock it into. So I'm going to lock this into the right and let go. And then on the left just click on what you want to lock in. And now we've got Glean on the left and our lecture on the right. We're ready to record. So remember, because I've selected the option here, and if I tap on it once, it's not going to record my voice. Now before we start, you need to choose what you're actually going to record. So I'm going to select share screen here. Now you might have an application window open, you might have Microsoft Teams or another option. Again, there's multiple ways you can actually record from lectures. It can be presented by Panopto and various other options. You might even do Skype if it's one-on-one. But it doesn't matter too much because we've got an option here, so I could use the application window, but I'm not using an application, I'm using Chrome. And there it is. Nutrition for the healthy brain, and select share. And it'll start automatically recording. Now as you can see, it's just a flat line because it's not picking up the audio yet because I'm not playing, so it's not going to pick up my voice because I'm only recording internally from the speakers. So if I select play, you can see it's now recording. Now we're ready to add notes and information. So what I'm going to do is come down to the bottom of the screen. You've got heading, important and review. So you might hear something important, so I'm going to tap on it. Now I could type a note in here. Let's put good. And I'm going to select a little arrow. See top right hand corner, I've now added that little important note to that part of the audio. Actually hover over it, you can see I can even play that part back when I actually created that note. You don't have to do that. If I just come here and do that little lightning option, you might not want to type notes as you're listening. I could just click number 2 on the keyboard. And that will just add it there for you automatically. Now it's added no notes, but you could add the notes afterwards because look at the time. You know where it corresponds to the audio to add your note. But I'm going to bring that up again for you. Now I'm just going to pause here on the lecture and I'm going to click stop on Glean. So just say you pause it for a second. So you can see how it's highlighted it all important bits there. So if I want to go back, you wouldn't do this during the lecture obviously, but afterwards you click into it and then you could add an additional note. And click enter. But you can also play it back.
Recruit people who are free of dementia.
Pause play. So that way you can get your notes down specifically for the information within that lecture. Really powerful option. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click play again and record back on here again and select resume recording screen audio. And again, carry on from what we was doing. And there you go. So I'm carrying on recording the actual lecture and what's going on. I'm going to come back down here. And I could, if it's a long slide, I could add heading. So you could put topic 1, couldn't you, within that heading? And click the enter key. And you see I've added it here. So it's just breaking down slides. You're not actually separating slides yet. This is the important bit. When a slide changes when you're looking at it, I know that this doesn't correspond, but come to your slides here, it says post next slide. If I tap that, you can see it's created there, slide 2. So you're separating the slides with the audio as well. So again, you're keeping structure. And this time I might tap on task. I can type something in. You can see it's indicated there on slide 2, task. Maybe they want me to eat better. Maybe I do need to eat better actually. And select the enter key. And there you go. We're now done. You've added more notes. So again, you could add important if you want. You don't have to type a note. I can just select that little arrow to come back to it later. Let's do another slide. Post next slide. And again, you can see the slide change. Now you might go ahead, have a quick look, or you might have accidentally pressed it. Don't worry. Select this little icon here and it will take you back to a slide that you were looking at, slide 3. So that way you can jump back and forth if you need to. So let's do one more. Let's do a review. And it's gone yellow and I could type in
healthy behaviors such as
And then I'm
more
going to select
exercise,
the enter key. You don't have to
higher
click that little button
socioeconomic
if you don't want
status.
on the right.
Those
You've got
are
the
all
shortcut
randomly
key there,
assigned
shift and
too.
return for new line as
But
well.
in
So that
nutrition,
could be quite
new
useful. So I'm going to come to
randomized
the lecture
trials
and I'm going to
may
pause
be
it.
not.
And now I'm going to stop it on Glean. And I'm going to maximise it so we can see it better. So instead of having recording or loads of notes written down or typed, we have no context to actual audio, we now have that. So I could come up to it afterwards, go slide 2, need to eat better. If I come along and select play,
Everything in their environment.
see
So
the colour
they
coding.
also offer another important.
So it gives me that information and what it's context to when it was spoken, so I could add additional notes to that if I needed to as well. That's the power of visually approaching lectures rather than just recording the audio, writing notes. You can have slides and the notes if you want, print them off or type them in the speaker notes, but you're not getting the organisation structure you really need when doing your note taking. Now a quick point here, you might go back on this. So if I go back up to the first one here, and you might say, right, I forgot something here, I need to add something. So if I select play top left,
All sorts of information
I
on
could
them,
come down
including
here
diet,
and I could add
and
a
then we
heading there.
follow them over a long.
So you can add information post that you might have missed as well. Okay? If it's a fast speaking lecturer, you can use this option here to slow it down on the left or speed it up, depending on what you want to do. So there you go, got all our notes and everything and all our slides, that's lovely. But you might actually put them in a Word document, so you don't exactly have an export option here, just to let you know. But I want to show you this quickly at the top here. It automatically uploads it to your cloud, so this is safe. So if you close the browser or anything, it doesn't matter, it automatically uploads safely onto a cloud. You don't need to log in or anything. Now I'm going to come down the bottom here and I could select reading view, and then it shows me all the slides I actually used and type notes for. So then if I come up to here, I could either print them out or select this option and I've copied the lot into clipboard. So if I now open a blank Word document, I should be able to paste them in with Control-V or right click. And there's all my slides for revision, all organised and good to go. Open Glean back up again and come to the top left hand corner to come back out of there. Now if I come top left hand corner, come out there again, you can now see I've got my health collection and my lecture cardio, which I can open up at any time to access and listen back to. So if I click cardio, click on it, I can access it again and play it back if I need to. Also, just a quick option here that might be useful, you've got the search. So if you've got loads of lectures, you could type in to look there. You'll have all your collections organised in different blocks here as well, and if you top right, when you created them, or name or total events, which will show all of them. And back to home. And any lectures you don't want, if you come to the right here and select the three little dots, you could either move the event to another event or module, whatever you want, or delete that as well. Also we've got collections, so if I click on collections top right, you can actually delete the collection as well if you want, not just the actual events, which is your lectures within that category. And there you go, there's a quick video tutorial on using Glean. Let's also have a quick look at the Glean app. Now you can get this in iOS and Android as well. It's quite simple to use. I'll open it up. Just log in with the same details you used on the application that we looked at earlier. Then it will automatically sync to the cloud, so there's no messing about again. First thing, top right hand corner, you can select use dark or light theme. I actually prefer the light one. Also there you've got a demo event, which is quite handy to show you how to use it and that. You've also got about, and you can log out if you need to as well. So let's give it a go. So let's just say you've got a lecture and you're going to record it. This has obviously been live within a lecture or meeting environment, so I'm going to select. And what I can do now is I can type the name of the event like I did earlier. So let's just put health in again. And now I can select done and select start recording. And again, you can see the layout's pretty similar, so it keeps you familiar with what you're doing. I could select, oh, that's important, and select that, and I could type a note. And again, we'll use the arrows to put it in. So that's my note now. Can you see at the top there it's got good after 9 seconds. So again, your structure in your lecture or meeting. Again, I could do another one, just select, maybe that's a review, but I'm not going to add any note this time, just select the option there. So you can see I'm kind of bookmarking my options there. And again, I could do another header, and I could put really good. And when I'm done, I come up to the top, I can select pause on the left or stop. So if I select pause, that way you can carry on from where you left off. So if I click it again, it will carry on recording. Now if you need to stop, hit the stop button on the right, and you can see it's now done. Now if I come down the bottom, I've got the speed on the right here, and I can play it back here in the middle. Recording. And again, you can see and I can pause it. Now above it in the middle, select this option here, and you can add notes also afterwards again, as we were talking about earlier. So again, you don't have to do it during the lecture or whatever you're recording, you can do it afterwards as well. Now if I come top right hand corner again, you can use recording if you want, or you can move that event, so you can move it into another folder. You can also delete it, or maybe just want to remove the audio from this device. So if I come back top left and come out of there, you can see where I've now got that recording there for me. So then I can add another event there if I want. Now if I come down bottom right, click this option here, you can add your collections here if you want to do collections to put all your lectures in. So don't forget that as well. But I'm going to select home, and we'll see my recording. If I tap back on it again, I can bring it up, and then I can click on and say, let's go good, 9 seconds, and then I can add additional notes there if I want to, or top right, I can even trash that. And that's how simple it is to use. Don't forget as well, this automatically syncs to your cloud, so everything will be in sync, you don't have to do anything. Thanks for watching.